Let me ask you something. Why does it feel like no matter how hard you work, you're still broke? You get paid, you pay some bills, you grab some takeout, you buy some new things, and then poof, your money's gone. And then you're left thinking, I just need to make more money. But here's the painful truth: you don't need to make more money, you just need to stop falling into these money traps. They are secretly draining your money from right underneath you, and you don't even realize it. Most people are stuck in at least one of these money traps right now, and they don't even know that they're stuck. And if you don't get out, these money traps will keep you broke no matter how much money you make. And I know exactly how that feels. After my accident, I was living off the pension. They just said money was tight. I thought if I could just get a little more income, my life would get so much easier. But when I eventually started earning more, guess what happened? Nothing changed. I still was broke, just with nicer stuff. And that's when it hit me. The problem wasn't my income, the problem was the traps I kept falling into. They kept me stressed, living paycheck to paycheck, and wondering why I couldn't simply get ahead. And if and I can see it everywhere. Hardworking people who should be thriving but can't seem to escape the cycle. Not because they're lazy, not because they're bad with money, but because nobody taught them, to spot these traps and to change. So here's what we're going to do today. I'm going to walk you through 4 of the biggest money traps that keep people broke. Even smart, hardworking people, we'll break them down one by one, and I'll share how I got caught in each one and how, most importantly, how you can get out. This video is not about hustling harder, cutting out everything you enjoy, or living like a monk. It's about getting financially ahead by removing the chaos so you can breathe. Because once you see these traps clearly, you can step around them, work how to get out of them, and keep moving forward. Okay, so let's go. Trap number 1. Okay, trap number 1. Here we go. More money. More money will fix my problems. Okay, all right. Let's talk about the first and the biggest money trap: believing that more income will fix your money problems. And this is the most common mistake I see in people. They think if I could just get a raise, if I could just get another side hustle, then I'd get ahead. But here's what you discover the hard way. And maybe, more money doesn't automatically mean more freedom. In fact, what this does is it takes the responsibility off you, because you think that more money is the solution. That's what you think the solution is, more money. But you don't realize, because here you're putting the responsibility on getting more money. So you think to fix your problem, you need to, well, this is you here, and you think the problem is something over here, which is more money, right? This is more money, all right? More money. And you think if I can figure out a way from get myself from here over to here, then that's going to fix my problem. But what you don't realize is the problem, and you think this is the problem, right? You think the problem is how to get from here to here. But what you don't realize is the problem is actually in here. The problem is the way you think about money. Because if you don't learn how to manage money, if you don't learn how to learn how to manage money while you only have a little bit, if you get more, you're still stuck with the problem, because the actual problem is here. It's in your mind how you manage money. So getting more money won't actually fix the problem. Does that make sense? When I first had my injury, I was living on a pension and I had almost nothing. And I thought, if I could just find another way to get more money, right? To get more money, do a side hustle, get a job, get something going, then I'd fix my money problem. I'd fix the problem, right? Sorry, I fixed the problem. But when I did earn more money, not massive amounts, but when I earned a little bit more, I was still stuck because the problem was actually in here. It was in the way I was managing money. And before I knew it, I was just having nicer stuff. I was still broke, I was still stressed, and I felt no matter how much I earned, there was never enough. So I had to change the way I thought about money. I wasn't spending everything. I changed it. I realized that the problem was the way I thought. So I stopped spending everything I earned because I thought, how can I set myself up for the future? I didn't want to just set myself up today. I wanted to set myself up for the future. And this is why you see many lottery winners go broke, because they think the problem is more money. So I get more money, but they haven't learned the skills, the mental skills in their brain to over here to learn to earn more money. Because if you can't manage $1,000, why do you think you're magically going to be able to manage $1,000,000? More money doesn't solve your problems. It magnifies them. If you're disorganized, stressed, living paycheck to paycheck, more income, it'll just turn up the volume. You'll be more stressed, more problems, more living paycheck to paycheck. So how do you escape the trap? You need to focus on managing the money. Put things in place today. Simple. Set up a tracking your spending for the next 30 days. Find money leaks. Set a budget and start to plug them. Create a simple plan and stick to it. Okay. Number 2. This is the mindset of the middle class, using debt to buy liabilities that they think are assets. Out of room here. Assets. Trap. This is the trap. Most people, they think, if I don't have cash, I'll go use your credit card. If I want to buy a car, I'll get in debt. If I want to buy new things, I'll put it on Afterpay. And here's the truth. There is such a thing as good debt and bad debt. Good debt puts money in your pocket, and bad debt drains money out of your pocket. And often, something as simple as a car, right? Love my cars, they're awesome. Sorry about my drawing. Here's my window. It's a door. There's my beautiful car. Something as simple as a car, and people go out and they think, I deserve to get a new car. So they go buy a shiny red car, right? Woohoo! They go in debt, and they don't realize, if I purchase it with cash, save discipline, save the money, use cash, not debt, they won't have a depreciating liability, and they actually have more money in their pocket. Often people buy cars with debt. They purchase a car for $40,000, $50,000, $60,000. They go into debt. They start paying it off. They pay 2, 3, 4 times more than it's worth. And then they realize they're 3 years into their loan, paying a couple $100 a month to pay off their car loan. And they realize that if they go to sell it, because they bought a brand new car, And when they drove it off the lot, they lost half its value. So when they go to sell it, they realize that they've got more debt against the car than what the car's worth. And that's so painful for so many people because they don't realize that the car is costing them way too much money. And that debt against the car is quite painful. Early on, I thought this sort of debt was good. But I slowly realized things like Afterpay just eat your money. But when you add it up, the car payment, the credit card bills, the personal loans, the pretty stuff, half your pay is gone before you even get it. And now you're working not for yourself anymore, you're working to pay off all those interest rates. Using debt to buy assets that grow over time and put money in your pocket. That's how you use debt wisely. Debt often steals your options. You can't quit your job that you hate because you've got to make the payment on the car. You can't invest because your money's gone. So use debt wisely. It can be a tool, but it also can be a trap. So you've got to use it very wisely. Learn how to use debt wisely. Okay. Trap number 3. I need white here. Number 3. I don't know where my money goes. Sorry, my fingers are getting in the way. Trap number 3 is one of the sneakiest, not knowing where your money is going. Most people think they have a spending problem, but they really have a tracking problem. That's what their problem is. If I ask you right now, where did your last $500 go? Could you tell me? Could you tell me down to the dollar exactly where the last $500 went? Most people, the answer is probably no, because you don't know where it's gone. You're not tracking, you're not following it. Think about this. If you've got a phone bill that's worth $300 a month, you'd notice it immediately. But if you overspend $5 here or $20 there or $50 extra on something, it vanishes quite quickly. You look at your account balance and think, there's no way I spent that much this month. But you did. You just didn't realize it was happening. When I first started learning about money, I thought budgeting was for people who were already rich. I didn't realize that I need to sit down and write down the numbers. I thought it would be boring, hard, restrictive. But once I noticed that when you actually tracking it, and I was shocked how much I was wasting. And I could go, actually, no, I wanted to put that money to purpose instead of wasting it. And here's why this trap is so dangerous. When you don't know where your money is going, you can't fix the problems. You can't plug the leaks. You feel broke and you don't know why. You work harder, do a bit of extra overtime, and nothing changes. You get more income, but it still disappears. It's just like you're trying to fill up a leaking bucket. No matter how much water you put in, it's just going to keep draining out. And the solution is simple. You have to tell every dollar where to go before you spend it. You need to give it a purpose. You need to budget, bills, savings, fun, everything. At the start of the month, you need to make a plan, and then during the month, stick to it, track it, and then adjust. It's not about restriction. It's about having a purpose for your money. It's about freedom. Okay. Number 4. Hope this is helping everyone. Let me know in the comments. Number 4. Start. Who's ever started something? Hey? Let me know. What have you started? Going to the gym, losing weight, dieting, putting a budget together. And what happens? Often you stop. For various reasons. It's too hot, it's too cold, it's too hard. I didn't like it. You know, they thought I was going to lose 50 kilos in 2 days. And often you start, you stop, and then you stay stuck. And you go round and round. You start here, and you stop, and you stay stuck. And then you start, you go round and round and round. Unfortunately. Trap number 4 is one that quickly kills people, quickly kills your progress. And it sounds familiar. You get fired up, you're going to take control of your money, you're going to set a budget, you're going to stick to it, it's going to be the best thing, you're going to have $1,000,000 next week, and you feel great. And then life happens, unexpected bill pops up, you get busy, you get tired, you're like, oh, I'll just eat out once more this week. Oh, you know what? I have been budgeting for the last 2 weeks. I deserve to splurge. The next month, you're right back to where you started, or sometimes even worse. And this is what happens to so many people. They get tired. It doesn't work. I'm not that budgeting type. It's that didn't stick to it long enough to get it to work. And that's like going to the gym for one intense workout and expecting to be fit for life. That's not how it works. Consistency pays off over time, not intensity. You've got to build strength. You know, with a muscle, you build it over time. Same with your budgeting muscle. Same with your mind muscle. You've got to build it over time. When I first started budgeting after my accident, it wasn't perfect. Some months I nailed it. Some months were terrible. But I adjusted and I worked on it. I didn't quit. I kept at it month after month. I sat down, looked at the numbers, made adjustments, slowly over time, build up the muscle so you can have consistency. And then I was able to buy my first rental property. And the trap is dangerous because every time you stop, you lose momentum. Most people fail because they can't budget. They don't fail because they can't budget. They fail because they give up too soon. They don't stick to it. The solution is commitment. Not being perfect, but being consistent. Budget. Day in, day out. Week in, week out. Messy, clean, overspend. Adjust. Don't feel guilty. Just keep working on it. Keep growing on it. So here's the bottom line. If you want to escape paycheck to paycheck, you have to keep showing up for your money. Month after month. Stay consistent. Small steps turn into big results. The journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. You've got to keep going. It's what separates people that are stuck from people that have momentum. Don't let this trap keep you broke. Decide right now that you're going to keep at it the long haul. You're not going to fix your problem overnight, but over the weeks, months, years, you're going to grow and leave a financial legacy for you and your family. Okay, here's conclusion. So there you have it. We've gone through the 4. Let's have a look. We've gone through the 4 traps. More money won't fix your problems. Debt, using debt to buy liabilities instead of and thinking they're assets. I don't know where my money's gone, and you start, stop, and you stay broke. So here's the good news. You don't have to keep falling into these traps. The moment you become aware of them, you can stop, start thinking about it, and take steps to get out of them. Imagine this. Your bills are all paid before they're due. You have enough money to set aside for fun without feeling guilty. You can go on that holiday. Unexpected expenses come up and you can pay them. You don't panic. Month after month, your savings grows, your investments grow, because you've stopped falling into these traps that drain your wallet, that put holes in your wallet. So here's what I want you to do this week. Pick one of these traps, whichever one hit you hardest today. Let me know in the comments. But maybe you need to choose one of these this week and actually put something into action. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know if this is helpful. Drop me a note in the comments, and I can't wait to. Thanks for watching, and I can't wait to see you on the next video.